It's finally time to start the damage repair process. You could see on our vlog channel that we arrived at DVS Salon to complete the damage repair process here. At DVS Salon, the car will be dented out, filled and painted.
And that's why we've come to a really great company here.
Now it was time to bring the car inside on the clean side. As you know, this is the disassembly and assembly area, and on the other side is the sanding, filling and spraying area. They did this so they have a clean workshop and a dirty workshop. The very first thing we need to do is strip the car. All panels and parts that need to be painted, sanded or even repaired still have to be removed from the car.
Start with the side panel since your headlights still need to come out.
That's why we start with the front bumper. Once the front bumper is off, we move on to the headlights and the side panels. After this, it was the left door's turn.
That's how fast it can go, guys. I think we completely disassembled the front in about 15 minutes. The bumper was only attached with 2 tiny screws. We could have already lost it.
Because we're experienced car mechanics and not body repair specialists, we're letting Sven and Mitchell guide us. They've been doing this for years, so they're the pros. And Mitchell immediately gave us the tip to partially strip the door until it's on the car. This makes things a lot easier.
As you can see, we're making good progress, which we enjoy. We're now gonna put a new used door on the car. We've been told by Mitchell that it's best to adjust the hinges as well as possible right now, or that we should adjust them. So that later, when we spray paint over it here again, you'll have an undamaged bolt. Constantly loosening and tightening it isn't good. So now we're going to grab our used door, put these hinges on it, and then we'll do a bit of fitting. And I've also been told that what we usually did was adjust the front a bit to match the rear doors. But what they do here is this is the part that's undamaged, but from here you actually adjust all the seams and gaps forward. And what's more, you even get to the side panel and the hood. So actually you adjust everything from the back to the front. That way you can be sure all the lines are perfect.
Now that we've learned something new, of course we're going to transfer those hinges onto our newly used door. After this is done, we hang the door in place and check if everything is aligned properly. Mitchell helps us out to adjust it correctly, and of course, the rest of the car also needs to be stripped. This includes the door handles, rear bumper, and door panels.
You brought in a complete Golf that's now totally disassembled. It barely resembles a Grand Touring injection. So what are we going to do? Remove the front bumper, so get the front bumper completely ready for the paint shop. And besides that, of course, we still need to make a hole in it, because we have 6 parking sensors in our front bumper, in our current front bumper, and only 4 in this new one, so 2 more need to be added. Luckily, we're in the right place at DVS. They're experts in bodywork repair and drilling holes. It's not really drilling. With a special tapping set, you remove a small circle.
Before I demonstrate, we'll first remove the inner parts from the front bumper to make things easier later. We can press those holes through.
Good terms, stripping, pulling.
Alright Don, you only have one chance.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, it's really the perfect size.
Then we can start pressing now.
You thread this through here, and you twist this at the back.
Such a tight hole, guys.
And then we glue it.
This is as good as it gets. We're finally starting repairs. We've been told to clean the car first, since it's more pleasant and gives better results. So that's what we'll start with. Wipe everything, including all edges, with a cloth and soapy water. And then we'll start with spotting and dent removal, and after that we'll continue with sanding. But that's not on this side, it's on the other. Spotting and cleaning, let's begin.
And now it was time to start repairing the damages. On the Golf Grand Touring injection, we'll start with the left rear door. As you know, there's a hole here that we'll repair with a special tool. That's called spot welding. With this spot welder, you can basically pull the dent out and then weld the hole shut. After this, it's just a matter of grinding away the weld spots. And then it's ready to be filled with putty. And now it was time for the right front door. Here, the mirror left a dent in the door. But fortunately, Matthew says that the door has some pretty straight sections, which made it very easy to pop the dent out. To be able to pull on it first, those strips need to be welded on, and after that you can attach the dent puller to those strips and slowly pull the dent out of the door. No matter how well you've done the repair work, you always need to apply a thin layer of filler to smooth out the damaged material.
Yes, dear viewers, as you can see, the guys are gone.
Only the car hasn't been bodyworked yet, so I'm gonna let you take a look at the bodywork process.
With the bodywork finished, Mitchell is now stripping the car. He's going to drive the car to the other side of the company, where the car will be filled, sanded, and painted. We'll help with this process.
Alright guys, we're back. We've been gone a few days and they've made a lot of progress on the Golf. I see sanded and straightened spots everywhere. Maybe Mitchell can better tell us what he's done in the past few days.
I've straightened, sanded, marked, and made it as smooth as possible.
The next step is actually filling. And more sanding?
Sand it down a bit more so we have nice transitions. Fill it and then sand again.
No way, this looks great too. Yeah, this was my main concern. But that wasn't so bad, so...
Yeah, there was a bit of flex in the sheet here and there. That's only because you have high spots and low spots. You need to even that out. A bit of shrinking here and there, and then it'll straighten out on its own.
I'm happy, man, with the result. Already. Now just a bit of finishing up. We really can't do this ourselves, right? Doing the filling and all that. We're getting our hands dirty today as we sand the rest of the car. We can do that, but they'll probably have us sand everything by hand like amateurs.
If that's you, haha.
You're going to sweat today? Yeah. They've installed the doors, hood, and side panels so you can start easily without working on the ground. Super handy. Did you guys run into anything with the panels we brought? Anything where you thought, well, that should be different?
Every panel is dented or bumped. There are no good parts.
But hey, then we're definitely in the right place here. Step 1, degreasing. Finishing with degreasing, then we'll start sanding. Let's go.
While Daniel takes care of all the sanding and neatly sands all the panels, so that we can apply the primer layer afterwards. Sven sands the right side of the car for a bit, so he can apply the filler afterwards. The first layer of filler is super important because it fills in the biggest imperfections, and once that's sanded smooth, he applies another thin layer of filler. This makes it perfectly even.
Sven just came up to me and said that I still have a lot to learn. No, I'm still making too many islands. I need to work on it more and sand it down. You just saw in the footage that Sven was working. He made the spots a bit bigger so that the transition is much smoother. Once the primer from the base layer adheres, there shouldn't be any island effect and it will be easy to fix. And that way you won't see any trace of it.
Since repairing the damage is crucial to the final result, we spend a lot of time on it. Of course, you'll see the difference with the car once everything is painted all in one color. But the foundation is the most important thing, and that's why we also have our work regularly checked by Sven. Because he's the expert, of course, who's teaching us everything.
Alright, all the panels are ready. Now it's time to degrease, dust, and clean them because we're about to take them into the spray booth. I've already seen how the lights turn on. There you go, they're on now. And soon we're going to bring all the panels inside here. Then we'll spray them with primer. I'm curious about which color they're going to use because you have different colors of primer. I think that has to do with the base color of the car, which type of primer you use for it. So we're going to ask Sven about that in a moment. Anyway, we've worked hard today to get as far as we are now. I hope you saw it in the episode. Share your thoughts on the company in the comments. We think it's great. Daniel is quickly cleaning the panels. It's quiet here, so I'm standing for a moment. We'll store everything in the spray booth and bury it later. Let's go.
Of course, before we start dusting the panels, we turn on this huge extractor hood, because this sucks all the dust out of the workshop, and that way you get a nicer, cleaner result. Once dusting is done, put all panels in the spray booth. Of course, we want to give a huge thanks to DVS Salon for everything they do for us. Because not only do they make a lot of time for us, they also take the time to teach us. And we are very grateful to them for that, so please support them, follow them on Instagram. I'm sure we'll soon have the most beautiful Golf 8 Gran Turismo in the Netherlands.
Alright guys, as you can see, I'm standing in the spray booth. We've done most of the work. The sanding, dent removal, and filling are all done. Sven has just put everything in the ash primer. Ash primer is actually for the bare parts, where you've sanded a bit too far. So the metal is well protected before applying the primer. We've finally reached the stage to spray the primer layer. I'm excited. Everything will be one color now. Sven did that on purpose. Let's bother him. We're going to the mixing room for a bit. I almost said the man cave. Or is it the mixing room? Is it the man cave? Or is it the mixing room?
It's the man cave.
It's a man cave. What color primer are we going to apply?
I think grey.
Great. And does it matter? If you have a different color car, does it also turn gray?
Yes, you kind of look at the surface.
Okay.
That car is almost grey.
And don't you mix by intuition? By experience?
It's all about experience.
Haha. Yes, that's common with new drivers. Experience makes the difference. It's going to be Nardo Gray, guys. I'd say just add a clear coat and go. Hey, but Sven, are you seriously leaving that up to Daniel?
Hey bro, of course.
Daniel will just take care of that.
Is it hard? Any advice for him?
I also shot a body kit photo.
Ah, then this too. Then you can also paint a Volkswagen.
Nice comparison, guys. That was just a drift car, but this needs to become a real gem. And don't forget, you still have to sand it, so you can still fix Daniel's mistakes.
Did you hear? Sven's a strict teacher.
My god.
Now that we know Daniel will prime the car or apply the base coat, Sven adjusts the spray gun to the right pressure and shows Daniel how it's done. After this, Daniel takes over the spray gun and sprays all the panels. Nice, even gray. Sven goes over it one last time to make sure it's properly covered, but of course everything will be sanded again to achieve the smoothest result.
Alright, Sven just came out of the spray booth. Of course, he checked everything I did.
Craftsmanship.
You also applied a thick layer.
Just corrected it a bit.
Shit, well, he says I can stay. How's the recovery progress?
We're leaving half the sections as is for now, and we'll sand them next week. Car, there's still some work to be done.
All of this still needs to go into the ground too, I think.
Yeah, then next week we'll put it in primer. Next Saturday, sand the car in loose parts and prepare everything. And then we can spray.
I'm really happy with our project progress. Are you all curious to see the final result? Be sure to follow us in DVS Zealand, link in description. See you soon. Ciao.